Okay, meeting 2 of August 2020. Just signing in. Recording is being saved. So we're recording the second one. If you want to begin and just run quickly through it, I think our audience, we should be able to get through it pretty quickly.
Very good. Well, thank you to everyone for attending this evening's public meeting to discuss a bylaw to designate a community improvement project area for the Township of Augusta, and also to discuss an accompanying community improvement plan. Today is August 20th, and approximately 7:48 p.m. We'll bring the meeting to order, if you will. And we're going to just go through a brief agenda for everyone's benefit. My name is Myron Belay, and I'm the Land Use Planning and Economic Development Specialist with the Township. I'm going to just share my screen here, and want to make sure that everyone is able to see it. Are we seeing the PowerPoint on the screen on that side, right?
Yes, we are.
Perfect. Okay. So this public meeting is required under the Planning Act. Of course, Section 28 is the section that covers community improvement project areas, and then goes on to discuss community improvement plans as well. We did provide public notice more than 20 days in advance of the meeting. So here's a brief agenda for the meeting tonight. I'm just going to open the meeting and do some introductions. I've introduced myself. We've got Ray Morrison, who's our CAO and treasurer at Augusta Township, in attendance as well, who would be available if required to discuss points further or refer things up, or etc. We're going to have a brief presentation by myself. At that point, we'll offer an opportunity to any attendees wishing to speak either in favor of the proposal or also an opportunity to speak against the proposal after that, at which point we will just reiterate our thanks to everyone for attending. Certainly appreciate it when our local citizens and residents participate in the public process. We depend on your feedback, and we were grateful to have it through the Great Augusta Community Survey that was recently completed, and we thank you for your continued participation, at which point we will we'll close the meeting after that. Wish everyone an excellent evening. So a few advisements just to start off the meeting. Any person or public body that doesn't make an oral submission or at this public meeting, or a written submission to the Township of Augusta before council passes this bylaw, if it does, then that person would not be entitled to appeal the decision, or likewise would not be able to be added as a party to a hearing for an appeal before a local planning appeals tribunal, unless, in the opinion of that board or tribunal, there would be reasonable grounds to add that person or public body as a party. So just an open request here, anyone wishing to be notified of council's decision on the proposed, apologies, that shouldn't say zoning bylaw amendments, that should say proposed bylaw. You would be asked and required actually to make a written request to the Township of Augusta. So with that in mind, for a community improvement project area, that's CIPA, the bylaw that's under discussion, and likewise the similar approval process for the community improvement plan, or CIP, if you will. The administration received direction from council to put together a CIP, and as part of that, define a CIPA, or community improvement project area, that CIP would be able to be registered under, and the administration was likewise asked at a council meeting a couple of months back to conduct a community survey that was focused on planning and economic development matters to inform the development of this community improvement plan, and also to inform future planning matters, strategic plans, and such that will end up being developed here at the township, such as our zoning bylaw update, official plan update, etc. So what we did here to start things off, actually both Ray and myself had some initial consultation with the, apologize for the acronym here, but that's the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, to gain their input from both planning staff and finance staff on suggestions for introducing and implementing a community improvement plan, we noted to them that our primary concern was that we had been allocated an amount of funding through the Ontario Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, or OMAFRA for short, had dispersed some funds to us, allocated funds rather to us, related to a Main Street revitalization project. And essentially the focus of that is on updating commercial cores, our rural destination nodes across the township. Generally speaking, those are within our certain settlement areas that have congregating commercial uses such as restaurants and cafes and general stores and such. So we wanted to get their input on how best to proceed with bringing forward a community improvement plan that would allow us to disperse those funds in a matching grant program to our business community that wish to apply for that grant. And we were also asking for their input on community improvement plans that they would suggest as having been fairly recent, having been well written and well thought out, et cetera, that we would be able to base our own community improvement plan on. So with that, I will be making a recommendation to council for a community improvement project area, and we'll also be taking them through what was involved with preparation of the CIP. At this public meeting tonight, would note that no decisions will be made tonight, but this will be brought forward to Monday night's council meeting. That'll be Monday, August the 24th, starting at 6:30 p.m. at that council meeting. We'll take into account any comments, concerns, questions raised this evening in a planning report that'll be going forward to council, and anybody wishing to appeal the council's decision would have a 20-day window to do that. So appeal rights, essentially this means that if you'd like to have an opportunity to appeal, either got to make an oral presentation tonight or a written submission prior to council's decision. Again, just reiterating that 20-day time frame for an appeal period following council's decision, either in favor or against adoption. So presentation by township staff at this point. Going to just highlight a few definitions from the Planning Act, which go into discussions about what community improvement is, as well as what community improvement project area is, and then within that, what a community improvement plan is. So without going into the detail of the entire definition here, community improvement is essentially about the different factors that are involved in developing or redeveloping sites within a community improvement project area. They could be providing a variety of different types of uses, including commercial and industrial, recreational are listed there, and any sorts of building structures, works, and other improvements, facilities, and spaces that may fit into that category of trying to make improvements to a building, a property, a site, or a community. So community improvement project area means a municipality or an area within a municipality. So it could be an entire municipality, as I'll be suggesting, and we'll discuss that in a little more detail shortly, or it could be a specific area within a municipality. For example, lands south of the 401, or it could be lands west of the County Road 15 or within a settlement area, for example. And so it means a municipality or area within a municipality, and where community improvement is of the opinion of council desirable, and a whole number of different reasons are given for why that may be deemed desirable. Maybe there's dilapidated buildings, maybe there's unsuitability of buildings, or it lists broadly any other environmental, social, or community economic development reasons. So that is quite broad, and it's intended to be so because there are many different reasons why municipalities may want to encourage economic development, and maybe in their agricultural areas and helping their agricultural operators to start up additional aspects of streams of business. It may be related to fixing up particular buildings. It may be related to landscaping and beautifying areas. There are many different factors that can fit in. And so the third definition here about a community improvement plan, that's a plan for the community improvement of a community improvement project area, rolling all three of those definitions together. Now, a CIPA designation, that's again the community improvement project area, where there is an official plan in effect in a local municipality. So we have that, we have an Augusta official plan that contains provisions relating to community improvement, which ours does in the municipality, the council may, by bylaw, designate the whole or any part of an area covered by such an official plan as a community improvement project area. Now, community improvement recommendations that we received in past surveys, such as the REC survey, which was done in 2017, or as part of the Business Retention and Expansion Program, where 40 businesses were surveyed between 2018 and 2019. Or we could be talking about the Great Augusta Community Survey, which has quite a bit of information in it for this and other planning purposes. The community recommendations for improvement were not specific to just, for example, the area of the waterfront. It wasn't just specific to Roebuck or to any particular settlement area necessarily. They fit quite a number of different areas of the township and many different kinds of areas where improvement is desirable. So opportunities to maximize the potential of community improvements across the township is there if we were to look at designating the entire municipality. If we were to recommend the council designate the entire municipality as a community improvement project area, the official plan already designates the entire municipality as a, quote, community improvement area. There's a slight distinction between those. And in consultation with the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, they had indicated that precedent has been set. There have been quite a number of municipalities already that have designated their entire land base. And there are certain values for doing that. We may want to do that to extend the benefits across our township and not hone them in on one particular area necessarily. Once a community improvement project area is identified, then several different community improvement plans could be developed. We could develop one specific to the industrial park, for example. We could develop one for waterfront lands, for example, or for settlement areas, or for agricultural and rural areas. Casting that broad net by designating the entire municipality, I in my professional planning opinion, gives the municipality more options as far as what it would be able to do and the kinds of programs it would be able to introduce in the future with one or more community improvement plans. So what's been developed here, an initial CIP, so just a very small, very brief. Some of them can extend beyond 100 pages. The draft that's been prepared here is about 33 pages, including about 33 pages. And it's been developed with just the single grant program, which will allow the municipality to disperse the Main Street funds that it's been allocated. And so the main way that would happen would be through the facade and exterior improvement grant, which has been identified within the CIP. That's intended to be a matching grant up to 50% or a $5,000 maximum on an exterior improvement valued at $10,000 or more. So a project that's worth $12,000, let's say, for example, is still only eligible for up to $5,000. A project that's valued at $4,000 would be eligible for up to $2,000, or 50% of that amount. Now, quite a number of projects are eligible under the Main Street program, range from aesthetic concerns, things that will relate to marketability of an area, or things that might enhance the tourism aspects of a particular area of a community. Energy efficiency and lighting are factors that can be applied for, and accessibility as well. And so those are just a few examples, but the types of businesses that they would apply to under the Main Street program and the definitions of Main Street, I would essentially explain those areas as being areas within our township that have congregating commercial uses. So think of a commercial use, you could have an auto garage, but that's not necessarily a congregating commercial use where people would be gathered together to meet, build community, have conversations. I mean, certainly there is some level of that happens between a client and a business manager, but the Main Street areas are more areas that would tend to have walkability opportunities between them. There could be a formal sidewalk, or there could be a fairly good roadside where residents or visitors or tourists would be able to walk between the different commercial uses. Congregating commercial uses might be more things like restaurants or cafes or general stores. And where we tend to find uses like that in our township, at least within settlement areas, are more within North Augusta and Maitland. So those would really be the focus areas for this particular program. As I say, this is really intended to be just an initial program with more focus and more development to additional grants being desirable. That's something that we would be doing in conjunction with the new Community Development Committee, which is being established. There is a call out at the moment for new members to join that committee. It's an open call right now, and so we would certainly be looking for ways to expand upon this CIP program. So there's the cover of it. There's some of the advertising that went out for the Great Augusta Community Survey, which ran for a 15-day period. I believe it was over 2 weeks anyway, just during the month of July, from about July 9th to July 24th. The title, the working title that we're going with is In View, because we might say that our desirable improvements are in our view. We have a good picture of what people are looking for based on the common understanding that's appeared through the various community surveys. The recent community survey that was presented, the results from that were very comparable in many ways to the REC survey that had been done and the BRE, Business Retention and Expansion Survey. So what we want to look at is redevelopment and reinvestment in areas, and really creating successes that the residents and business owners and other community members will be able to build upon to continue making our community the best that it can be. So at this point in the meeting, I would likely have had an opportunity to just kind of walk through it, more or less do a page by page. I could, Ray, given the size of our group here this evening, I could pop over to the council chambers to continue that discussion with our masks, given we're still in the middle of COVID at the moment. But I'll just, before I do that, maybe I'll just go through the rest of the public meeting agenda. We would be giving an opportunity to residents to speak in favor of the proposal, and likewise to speak against the proposal. So we certainly thank everyone for attending this meeting and participating in this public meeting. I'm open to discussion now about the best way to have this community discussion and kind of walk through the plan, Ray.
Okay. If we start with one public attendee, you want to say anything in favor? So the doesn't want to say for or against in the fourth part of it.
Okay, good to know.
Doug has not been able to rejoin us. So if you want to drop over, I'll just keep monitoring it from this perspective and we can talk here.
Okay. Yep, that sounds great. I will discontinue sharing my screen there, and thank you very much. I'll grab my notes here, and we'll scooch over. Just got to find the mask. There's the mask, and we'll head over there very shortly.
It's funny that guy saying about the water and stuff like that. But what happened up in Kingston? They got flooded.
It's just civil matter.
But I mean, it's just you can't control that.
Well, you can. You paid
But I mean,
tens and tens of $1,000s over building this underground thing.
Oh yeah.
Down at the fire hall, right?
Oh yeah. Oh no. I mean,
but so did he. That's what he's planned, and I was going to speak to it, but
sorry, gents. I think the recording is still continuing. Would it be appropriate for us, if we wanted to spin off into other areas of discussion, should we perhaps discontinue the recording?
Yeah.
Okay.